Good morning, everybody, and thanks for waking up with the Chase.
No
oh
way.
My God!
That's a 1-1, ladies and gentlemen.
Go to Dave.
I must ask you a question right now.
That's a 1-1, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Whoa. Sit back, relax, and crack a cold one. The Chase is live.
Wow.
Yo, what up, everybody? It's Wednesday, middle of the week, hump day. Wednesday, my dudes, and it's a nice 69th episode of The Chase.
Very nice.
Woo! I see that. You cut my head off there on the. You cut my head off there in the close-up.
Wow. Episode 69.
Oh, yeah. Hope you're having a very nice day. I'm Troy LeCastro alongside my co-host, David Yarger. Good morning, Mr. Yarger. How are you?
I'm pretty good. You know, I'm getting a lot of sleep lately, changing some things in my schedule, so feeling good today. How about you? I mean, you got to feel good on episode 69. How about you?
I'm feeling pretty nice, baby. I can't believe we made it this far.
I know.
Look at Mrs. Yarger says 69. Very nice. I like. Everybody is in the chat today. Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody. Smarky, good morning, gents. 69, great success. 2 thumbs up.
Very nice. Great success.
But
I like you.
You know what else is pretty great success, actually?
This
We have
show.
some great content to get to today.
Yes.
And before we begin the Hump Day festivities, we're going to talk about the Bills tailgate break number 5. You want to talk about great success. You think of Mambo number 5, right, by Lou Bega. But you know what else you think of in the same breath? You think of the Bills tailgate break number 5. Now, Mr. Stevens, can you actually put that up? Thank you very much. So here you see dacarworld.com. Bills tailgate football mixer break, 12 box, 32 spot random team break. How about it? So there you go. You can see what we're going to be ripping there on Sunday. And I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you've looked at the forecast. It is going to be a cold one.
Blizzard.
It's going to be cold as hell out there. But obviously, buy up the spots. Like, we're from Buffalo, right? This is what we do. This is what Western New York does. We do things in the snow like that. Cards on ice. That's what's going to happen. Dave is going to be... Who's doing the man on the street?
That's what
Is it you?
Chase.
Oh, it's Chase?
Oh, Cheesy Chase.
Cheesy Chase going to be joining us as man on the street. We're definitely going to make him do Snow Angels.
Snow
1000%.
Angels. Maybe build a snowman. Get in a snowball war. Something like that.
Yeah. And if you guys haven't been checking the schedule, it is the Browns at the Bills. So the giveaway for this break, if you get into it, is a Nick Chubb full-size helmet and, of course, a Josh Allen full-size helmet. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you join this break, it's going to be a random team break, but 2 lucky people at the end of the break are going to go away with either the Nick Chubb full-size or the Josh Allen full-size. So pretty studly break, I would say there, eh?
I agree. It's a very nice break. You know, sticking with the nice theme.
Sticking with
For
the
sure.
theme.
Like, get yourself in. Possibly get a Josh Allen helmet. Nick Chubb, maybe the best running back in the NFL. Get yourself in on these chances.
Yeah, and if you're not sure how to get into the break, I'm sure most of the Twitch chat is. All you have to do is go to dacardworld.com, go to the live breaks tab, click that, and you'll see it under the football tab. All right? So make sure you check that out. What's going on? NFL Gremlin's getting timed out here.
Already?
Whoop, they're
Lord.
wiping it away. They're timing you out.
Right to jail.
Oh, all right. Well, hey, you know what? Maybe these people needed a little pick-me-up. The folks at home need a little pick-me-up to get into the break. So could you motivate them
Yes. Just remember,
to grab a spot?
the mediocre leader tells, the good leader explains, the superior leader demonstrates, the great leader inspires. That's Gary Patton.
And I feel like we're great leaders here trying to inspire you to get into the break and come have some fun with us on Sunday.
Literally, that's all it's about. We're just trying to have some fun, you know, make some good content, get to know you guys, and just overall have fun.
See, listen to that. Good guy Yarger. Right. Give him a round of applause. Good guy Yarger. That comes from the heart right there. We all don't have a big heart like that.
You know, I try to just open my heart up to, you know, anyone possible. So
All right. I hate to cut you off there from your
Stevens
Hallmark.
wants to press all these buttons.
I hate to cut you off there from your Hallmark speech.
Go right ahead, sir.
Is it okay if we get into it?
Sure, why not?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's get episode 69 rolling.
Let's roll, baby. Whoa. Hey, Chase Nation, let's ride. All right, now that we're ready to go, let's show you what we're going to be discussing on today's episode. We'll have just one poor lonely release today. Our buyer, Reed, as well, showed us some big-time items he just purchased, so you guys and gals will get a glimpse at that. Elena has another fun Wednesday segment for us to play. Let's see what she came up with this time. And we also have some clips from our interview with Christopher Fitzgerald of the up-and-coming movie Behind the Card. Also, Topps has been posting some weirdly interesting teaser videos lately. We'll discuss more on that and just kind of see what's going on. And our live guest today will be Mike Ginnitti of SpotRac. So we're interested in talking to him. Can't wait. And lastly, we'll have an exciting box rip giveaway today because remember that lonely new release we talked about? It's right here in front of me.
We got it.
And we get to rip it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
how about some 2022 Allen and Ginter baseball? But before we dive into all that gobbledygook, we need to announce a winner on Monday's Origins Football, which Cody actually got it for me this time, Mr. Stevens, so we can put the above camera. Drum roll, drum roll. There it is. That is going to be Cameron Toe from YouTube. We asked you guys who you think the Super Bowl matchup is going to be, and Cameron responded with Bills versus Eagles. Go Birds.
It's a bold pick.
Bang,
Bold
bang,
pick.
Bird Gang. So if you don't remember, we pulled a John Mechie rookie auto and a Sam Howell redemption.
It's our
So there
first
you go.
redemption, I think.
I think so. You actually might be right. I don't remember pulling another redemption on the chase at least. So congratulations again to Cameron. Cameron, make sure you look out for a reply to your comment on the YouTube. And when you see that, please make sure that you send your shipping information to thechase@d8carworld.com. I feel like I'm always like begging people.
Yeah.
But
Get
in
to the
that-
site. Let's go. Come on.
In that same breath, I'm giving you guys all a last call right now. If you have not responded to us or sent us your shipping information for the boxes that we've opened on the show and we're giving away, if you're not responding, I'd say by Friday. If you're not giving me a response by Friday, we are going to have to re-random this stuff and give everybody a new opportunity to get some Chronicles baseball, Chronicles basketball, AEW Spectrum was in there. There was a few things. And It's not like these are just retailer blasters. These are hobby boxes we're giving away. So please, if you've won and we've reached out to you via Twitch or YouTube, please respond to us with your shipping information by Friday. If not, it's going to go back to the chat because you guys know we love the chat.
Yep. If you don't answer, you lose. You get nothing. Good day, sir. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he hit him with it. He hit him with it.
Oh, my God. Oh, if you guys could have seen some of the voice mod stuff Dave Stevens has been doing to us the last few days, but are you ready to roll?
I'm sure he'll show them.
Oh, yeah.
They'll show up.
Now
I'm sure
like,
he'll show.
Now I'm like on my toes. I don't know whenever he's going to do it.
That's what's going to happen. All right, why don't you let the chat know what is that one lonely, lonesome thing coming out today, and what can we get out of it?
That box that was right in front of Troy, that's our lone release for the day. We are going to head to the Diamond 2022 Topps Allen and Ginter Baseball Hobby. Like I said, this is our box rip giveaway for the day, so make sure you collect all the new inserts and search for on-card autos and relic books. Additionally, check out 3 hits per box, 1 box loader, and 1 mini base card per pack. Additionally, there's all new mini and full-sized inserts that spotlight everything from baseball lexicon and banner seasons to sandwiches and national parks. There are 24 packs per box and 8 cards per pack. And Troy, before the show, we were looking at some of the non-baseball autos, and I'm pretty impressed.
Very excited. If you want to keep with the theme. But yeah, what do we see? We saw Alice Cooper.
Charlie
we saw
Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
The dad,
Martin Sheen, which
yeah.
I got to assume Topps. I think if I know you how I think I know you, that's got to be a
duel.
Martin Sheen, Charlie Sheen dual auto in there.
And then oddly enough, there was Jonathan Taylor of the Colts.
Be Real from Cypress Hill for all you music heads out there. So as much as I want to pull like an Ohtani or a Trout or a Julio,
Right.
I'm like, damn, give me a non-sport auto for sure.
Give me the Alice Cooper.
Give me that Alice Cooper for sure. I think that would be a blast.
That would be. I want either the Cooper or the Sheen. That's all I want. That's all I want. Or there was also Rachel Balkovich, who was the first manager, female manager in baseball. So I'm looking for all those.
Yeah, and I mean, Alan and Ginter, for all of you collectors in the chat and, who are watching this, Alan and Ginter is one of the most highly anticipated releases of tops of the year for baseball, and that people love this product. Let's not forget there's box toppers, too, that could be autographed. And, of course, the Dare to Tear. They got the rip cards.
Oh, yeah.
That's anxiety. Like, I could just feel myself getting anxious thinking of it.
What if we get one of them? Do we?
I don't know.
Do we have to
rip
leave it up to the
I feel like we
winner?
got Meerkat's in the chat. I know he's always watching. Maybe he'll decide if we should rip or not.
Yeah. Alan and Ginter. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Thank you, Forrest. All right, let's head into what's making headlines as we start here close to home. Our guy Reed has been on the road wheeling and dealing. And recently, he was in South Florida working on the largest deal he's ever had in dollar amount. Now, Stevens, I know you have some B-roll of that. The final total amounted to $955,000. That's right. According to Reed, the collection consists of close to 1,000 graded cards, primarily vintage, in all 4 sports. There's everything from Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Jackie Robinson, Ted Williams, and Mickey Mantle. Additionally, there are several examples of Sandy Koufax, Roberto Clemente, Nolan Ryan, Michael Jordan, Johnny Unitas, and Wayne Gretzky. The majority of the collection is mid-grade level, as there aren't any 6-figure cards and only a handful that are $25K or more. Regardless, the overall collection is pretty stellar, and items will begin listing at the end of the week as time progresses. We will be sitting down with Reed to get to know more about the deal in the coming days, and we'll have that one up for you on our YouTube channel. Remember, you can check out all of Reed's buys at dacardworld.com.
I tell you, I think you were on lunch when he brought all the cards in. I was looking through some of them, and I literally I said some expletives. I was like, holy. Yeah. I was like, wow. Some of them were very impressive, but.
Right. I mean, it was just sick looking at that stuff right there.
One of them was like a gem in 10, like Steph Curry with an auto.
Yeah, man.
Like rookie. I was just like, wow.
It's going to be fun to look through.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Next up, we've promised we've got some fun Wednesday segments coming for you. And that's via the creative juices of the NFL gremlin herself, Elena. Today, Elena is hitting us with her new segment, which is called 2 Truths and a Lie.
Don't we all remember playing this in middle school?
Yes, it was a lot more creepy and immature and scary.
With your girlfriend?
Then. Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my
I
God.
love 2 Truths and a Lie. Oh, wow.
What a graphic.
A riveting graphic there, by the way. That is I gotta say,
I slaved
graphic
over this
design is my passion.
I did not go to school for graphic design. Shout out Deanna, though. I should have asked her to make
that is, can I tell you something right now? That is peak artistry.
Oh, that was, I
peak.
could have probably done that on Paint a little bit better, but I chose Adobe Photoshop.
You should have just photoshopped my face on there too, just a
It'll
clip of where I'm
evolve.
just I just had my thumbs up. I'm like.
All right, so welcome to the weekly segment with me, Elena. Last week we brought you Guess That Card, and it was the game that was the chopped up Jalen Hurts rookie on-card auto. That game actually brought me some good luck because I did pull a Jalen Hurts rookie the next day out of the pink mosaic camo.
And how mad was I at you? Because, guys, she didn't have it in a sleeve or top loader. I almost...
Oh. Troy was just like,
I played dad. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, let me get a top loader for
the
you.
card dad.
He looked at me and go, what are you doing? And I was like, what? I'm just getting to work. I got my Starbies. Anyways, each week we're going to switch the games we play. So last week it was Guess That Card. This week it's called Drumroll Stevens. You guys all see it. 2 Truths and a Lie. Cue graphic for the 2 Truths and a Lie. Thank you. Anyways, this will be 2 truths and 1 lie about anything card related, or maybe an athlete, or just particular notable cards in the hobby. We'll find 2 truths and 1 lie. So this week I decided to just keep it about a company. So we're going to do 2 truths and a lie about Topps.
Okay.
So here it goes. Number 1. Topps was originally a struggling tobacco company and switched to a bubblegum company in 1938. Number 2, the first Topps baseball card was first printed in 1965. And number 3, Topps stopped putting bubblegums in packs in the 1990s. So converse amongst yourselves.
Do you know this?
I think the lie is number 2.
Wow, are
Yeah.
you just reading the chat?
No, I wasn't reading the chat. Honestly, you gotta step your game up, kid.
That was too easy for you?
That was too
Okay.
easy. Well,
It is
okay,
number-
here's the
It
reason.
is number 2.
I was gonna say, because I literally just read something about that, about how they were struggling tobacco, switched to gum. And then,
Oh.
of course, we all know the 1952
Yeah, that's what I
Topps
was
Mickey
thinking.
Mantle, one of the most legendary cards of all time.
Oh, yeah, I
So
got
we got
you.
you.
That was my first
Got
thought.
you.
I'm like, Topps mantle was 52. I'm like,
Okay. So you guys use context clues.
Correct.
yes. You
think.
reading between the lines.
Believe it or not, I know how to use context clues.
Oh my God.
You know, I was a teacher at one point.
that is true.
Not a very good one.
That is true. So that was just the prelim first round run, but I thought that went well. Huh?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was bad.
That was too quick. I'm
These
gonna
are
make.
feelers. These are feelers.
These are the pilots.
You know what? If you think it's too
Pilots.
easy, because I was like, oh, maybe I'll just change the year like by 1, like make it uber specific, so you guys would have to struggle a little bit. But I was like, no, I'll make it a little bit easier because I didn't think you'd use context clues that quickly. Shout out to your
What do you
frontal
take us
lobe.
for? I was
Shout
gonna
out
say,
to
what do
your
you take
frontal
us for?
lobe being
Big
developed.
brains.
I went to college too.
Didn't we all?
I got my piece of paper.
I got
All
my
right.
degree. Well, thank you for having me on. 2 Truths and a Lie by Elena. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Elena.
course.
Really appreciate it. All right. Next up, we have a clip to show you with Christopher Fitzgerald, the director of the movie Behind the Card. If you don't know, Behind the Card is a new film coming out this Friday that features interviews with big-time collectors, athletes, and many more. The movie will also show the rise of the hobby and how cardboard has turned into an investment. So first, we'd like to play you the trailer. Do you think you could play that for us, please, Mr. Stevens?
I first started collecting when I was 7 years old.
I'd have been 8 years old at the time.
I was in elementary school.
And then I stopped collecting.
Junior high, I kind of outgrew collecting cards.
When you get to high school, you want to chase girls and get fancy cars.
I got into cars or girls or something else, in high school.
Then the pandemic hit, and everybody was at home.
Victim pulled out the gun.
With a disagreement over trading cards.
In August of 2020, I got back into it and started buying again.
I just recently got back into it about 3 months ago.
One of my friends was like, hey, I just bought a sports card for $15,000. They're not worth that much. There's just no way.
And everybody was at home. Everybody had a chance to go through their collection. People realized that there was money to be made in this industry.
Okay, explain what is going on. It's like, I just spent 15 grand and I plan to sell it in maybe 6 weeks time for 10 grand more. I'm like, 6 weeks time, you're gonna make 10 grand? How is that possible?
There are kids in high school right now that will be financially independent by the time they are 30 because they've started investing in sports cards today.
Look at that.
People laugh at me that I'm looking at Pokemon cards, but I'm having fun because I'm revisiting my childhood. At the same time, I'm monetizing my future.
Once you hold these cards in your hand and you realize it's American history, Jackie Robinson's 1948 Leaf and Michael Jordan's rookie card, it brings back all that excitement of a kid. You become addicted and it's exciting and fun.
Oh, this is hard. This was against Houston. That's crazy that I look at the picture and I remember the game.
I'm working hard every single day to make this rookie card worth something.
The money that's in the industry right now is staggering. There's so many people that are coming in that flood a wad of $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to make their weekly purchase.
The only reason the sports card market took off was because of me. Because it's my vision to put baseball cards on the map and turn it from a hobby to a multi-million-dollar business opportunity.
I don't know what, I've never done it like this. By the way, this is very rare for me to do interviews with sports cards. I've turned down everything.
All right, so there you go. Make sure you're looking out for that this Friday. Remember, this Friday it will be out. It will be streaming. You can pre-order. We'll have the link in the YouTube. Make sure you're looking out for that. But really cool concept here. We talked to Chris Fitzgerald at length about the movie and how it came to be and things like that. Him being a collector as well. But David had a good question to ask him about what he expects the movie to do for the hobby, how it's going to impact it. So let's hear from Chris right now.
Yeah, great question. And as a director, I'll answer it this way. And I'll start with, I wanted to create a documentary that really looked at the card market from the perspective, how do we get more collectors into it, right? So a lot of this stuff from a documentary standpoint, it's about the past. So a lot of us collectors already know about what's going to happen in the movie, but you're going to reminisce about what happens. And I really wanted to pull in new collectors. So how do we 2x the amount of individuals in this, right? And that's through a featured film that gets out there and showcases what this is all about. So when you look at the card, market over 2017 to 2020, it really became a secondary asset to collect cards, right, in a physical form, just like secondary assets like crypto, NFTs, sneakers, stuff like that. So we were able to take that and say, okay, this unregulated industry that's moving very fast, usually month to month changes. How do we put this in a linear perspective to showcase what new people coming in, give them the knowledge and a linear path to really understand how to go out and invest? Because the last thing we want to do as the card collecting community is have someone go out and buy a $2,000 box of cards and make 40 bucks out of it and then just give up and leave, right? So it's my goal as a director to give that linear path to say, okay, at the end of this, I'm going to go research, the companies in it, or I'm just going to do my own research to find out where I fit in the community out there. So for instance, Leighton Sports Cards, a great online breaker, was part of the movie. They have a kid-friendly zone, right? They don't cuss and do things like that. Other things that may not be kid-friendly on their breaks. They're a great place if you love that style of community and you have kids that you want to watch breaks with, right? So just pointing people in the right direction so that they just don't come in, spend money, and leave. Like the goal is, how do we get someone to come in and stay 30 to 50 years in the space that we love?
So there you go. Very good answer there from Chris. If you enjoyed that, like we said, make sure you are checking out the full thing on our DA Car World YouTube page. But thanks to Chris again for his time. Can't wait for you guys to see that one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to possibly seeing that movie and, just seeing what comes about from it.
Yeah, make sure you're checking it out. Once again, November 18th, this Friday coming out. You can find it on Apple. So if you're going to be affected by weather like snow like us, might be a good snow day movie for you.
I agree. You know what else has been dropping lately?
What's that?
So Topps has recently been dropping some strange but interesting videos. They're apparently teasing some type of release, and it's got some hobbyists out there wondering, what could this be? What could be in store? So all three videos thus far have featured boxes being dumped into an ocean-like view, some type of water. The most recent video, which will end up coming up next, said a new take on one of the most iconic card sets of all time will be surfacing later this month, as you see it there on the screen. In that video, one of the boxes has the year 1952 on it with the word Topps. I have a guess, but are there any guesses to what this could possibly be?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was talking to Meerkat. Meerkat, obviously, our big card guru for us. He said it could be possibly an NFT version maybe of that set, or maybe they are going to repurpose it in some way. Maybe not reprint, but I don't know. Maybe something's going to happen with it. But it seems like he might be leaning towards more of the NFT thing. So it'd be interesting.
I could see that. Just seeing that and like in the ocean, I got a Titanic feel from it. So it's like the blue heart of the ocean. So I was thinking maybe a 52 Sapphire edition.
Oh.
So I would, big brain. We're context clues here today. We're all about the context clues, right, Elena?
That's the theme of today's episode is context clues.
So I was thinking, maybe there's a 52 Sapphire edition, but you never know.
That would be fun. Well, because you know what? I don't really know too much about NFTs. I'm not an NFT guy.
Either.
So for me, yes, physical. If we could have like a 52 Sapphire set, I think that'd be awesome. So
agreed.
All right. I like that big brain. Okay, now let's head to our live guest who's been waiting so patiently. It's Mike Ginnitti of SpotRac. Ginnitti is the managing editor and founder of SpotRac. SpotRac has become the largest online sports team and player contract resource on the internet. So without further ado, let's get to know Mike a little better and say good morning to him. So Mike, how are you doing? Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us.
Morning, guys. Doing well. Appreciate it. This is a heck of a set. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
We always
Appreciate
get a pretty big smile on our face when people compliment the set because it didn't come easy. You know, it was work, but thanks. I'm glad you could appreciate it. Now, Mike,
Yeah, doing well. That's I love the sapphire idea, by the way. I think the classic sapphire look, that'd be really sick with that set of cards. And it's relevant right now, right? I mean, there's a heck of a lot going on in that neck of the woods. So I think something like that is excellent. I love the old stuff being repurposed. I'm a sucker for it. I'm not a traditionalist by any means. So
yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, you know, I think I think cards are just like anything else where it's full circle. Everything comes back around, right? Something that might have been out of style for a while always seems to come back around. And, you know, what better than the 1952, the iconic set, obviously, right there.
Yeah, no question.
Now, Mike, are you preparing for the weather like we are?
I'm staring out my window as we speak. It's starting to pile up a little bit here in Orchard Park where I'm residing. So it's look, I don't think we're getting 3 feet. You know how this works, right? It's 3 feet on Tuesday, and then it's 6 inches by Sunday. But I'm certainly bucking down here a little bit, and you know, whatever happens, happens. Let's go Bills.
That's right. I was telling David I did my grocery shopping the other day, and as someone who comes from the world of local news, as in this area, Western New York, let's just say some people kind of elaborate and over exaggerate the totals we're going to get than others.
Yeah. They get a little excited, right? Throw some numbers out there, try to bait some clicks. I get it. I know how this stuff works. It's good.
Exactly. See, you're in the realm too. You know, you understand that. Now, speaking of throwing around numbers and stuff like that, you know, for those who don't know, why don't you just give us a little idea what SpotRac exactly is and what it does for the sports world?
Yeah, look, it was an idea over beers with a couple of buddies 15 years ago, actually almost exactly 15 years ago now. And it was, you know, the Alex Rodriguez contract was out there. There was some massive baseball contracts. I'm a huge baseball guy, so that's where this thing all started from. That was the genesis of it. And it was basically, it started off as a list of contracts. So everybody knew Alex Rodriguez's contract. What about the other 400 guys that nobody cared about? So it was that primitive to start. And then I started to realize, hey, there's money in all this stuff. Everybody cares about all this stuff, at least to a certain degree, and especially with the NFL and the salary cap. If I can sort of wrap my head around that, and with the new CBA in 2010, things really started to take off a little bit. So it quickly became from a list of contract values to actual player salaries to salary cap nerdness, right? To the basically, you know, repurposing the CBA into English that people can read. And, you know, now we're 15 sports deep. It's everything from top level NFL stuff to live golf at this point, right? We're kind of keeping up with the rat race.
I was actually checking out the live golf salary numbers on the website.
You were.
I had to see, you know, Dustin Johnson made $35 million from the live tour. Unbelievable. Sick. Yeah, just absolutely sickening.
Just a cool 35 mil, no big deal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So in 2007, you know, you guys started as an internal tool to facilitate fantasy sports and answer questions about players' financials. How has the company evolved since then?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's something new every year that pops up that somebody asks about or somebody asks for, or we just kind of pull out of the dirt and it ends up working. I think the biggest change that we've made is, and we're still primarily a reference site. That's sort of what we want to hang our hat on. We post information, and you know, your neck of the woods can do what you want with it. So if you're the fantasy owner, you've got your own uses for it. If you're a GM, armchair GM, you've got your uses for it. If you're just a casual fan, yada yada. So what we started to do though is to project, and that's been a really big, you know, I wouldn't say business model, but a really big draw for a whole new set of eyes and audience, which is, you know, what is Josh Allen's next contract going to look like? What is, you know, the next big baseball $400 million contract going to be? How can we structure these things for salary cap purposes? So the more specific we got with the future, I think the bigger the audience that we were able to ascertain. So we're not slowing down in that regard. In fact, we're advancing to different sports, into female sports and things like that with it. So that was the biggest change really out of the gate, was numbers on the platform versus future numbers that could be on the platform in a couple of years. Outside of that, internal tools, we have a premium subscription where you can dive in and sort of marry this information with statistics and and generate value prophecies and things like that. Value is kind of our buzzword. That's sort of like the hashtag inside our business model here. Anytime we can take a big number and squeeze it down to a number that's more suffice for everybody, that's sort of what we're doing internally. So there are some dashboard portals and things like that our power users do utilize. That's our dynasty owners, right? Things like that. But the audiences pop up out of nowhere. You know, when I first started, the various sectors that were using our numbers for whatever their line of work was, for instance, real estate, right? If you think about Aaron Judge right now, there are realtors in San Francisco and Texas and Arlington, Texas right now chomping at the bit that he may sign in their city, because that's not only a $400 million contract, but maybe a $15 million estate that's going to be signed in the next couple of months. So those kind of things, the free agent tools that we've put together can consistently become our most viewed tools across the sports world. That's just the way it is. So again, it's not just the active contracts and the future contracts, but the statuses and the terms of these players. Obviously, for fantasy purposes, that's a big deal. And we continue to kind of be surprised by different audiences that pop up.
Now, speaking of surprising, you talk about how you guys have expanded into women's sports, golf, all kinds of stuff like that. When you're doing this research and you're putting these numbers together, were there some things that you were just, very eye-opening to you, very shocking in terms of salaries and financials in different sports, or of course, from women's sports to men's sports?
Yeah, you have to come at it with a different approach. So, the intent is, and when I reached out to the league specifically, I try to be as sensitive to this stuff as much as possible. We don't put women's information up there to be able to say and sit here and compare, hey, Steph Curry makes this and the top paid female basketball player makes this, and no. It can't be that. You know what I mean? It's got to be completely isolated, and any kind of promotion is good promotion. And I really do think that there's a huge audience for people that just want to know what people make at certain points of time. And it's not, you're going to have your people out there that, that crap on it, unfortunately. But just getting this kind of information is a new feed. It's a new news feed that you can now marry this conversation with free agency. Women's soccer just added free agency for the first time this year. In fact, the first free agent contract in women's professional soccer just happened last night. So you're starting to see expansion because those kind of things draw so many eyeballs. When you've got a transaction that changes, we're seeing that more and more. To me, that's why the NBA is as successful as it is, because superstars change teams every 4 years and change contracts every 2 to 3 years. So it isn't about, like I said, contrast and compare as much as it is the more changes you can make, the more data you can provide with your sport, the better. So that's the approach we've taken, even with the smaller sports, the smaller leagues and the women's leagues. And you have to kind of stick to that, because the second you go out there and say, Steph Curry's going to make $75 million and Asia Carter's not, it's a problem.
Now, I'm just like, because when you think about it, there's so many leagues, there's so many players, and you guys manage to keep tabs on every single player, every single league. How much communication and digging and research and just kind of monitoring does it take to, keep all this information on your site on every single player?
It's a constant networking situation. We're reaching out to leagues, we're reaching out to agents. Agents are generally where we get the bulk of our confirmation from, especially if it's a good contract and they want to talk about it as much as possible. Some of the leagues are reluctant to give us those kind of confirmations, and I understand it. You can't really put yourself out there, and there's a bit of a privacy policy to this. So, we don't have direct communication with some of these directors of personnel and things like that. But it's, for 15 years now, all we do is create networks and create connections and create relationships. And in terms of the data, the worst question I get asked is, what do I do for a living? Because I can talk about what the site is and how unique the data is, but the actual work that I do is sitting here with a laptop inputting data, And if I didn't love the data and love the sports genre and love the multi-sport aspect of it as much as I do, I don't think I would ever do this for a living, because it is just intense data input.
Yeah. I could imagine. I mean, that's why, I tell everybody, and I know you have a background in journalism, but that's why I tell everybody I became a journalist, so I didn't have to do math. You know what I mean? Because that was one of those things for me. Now I got to ask, we opened up talking about the tops 52 and that. So are you a collector yourself? Was it one of those things you did growing up, got out of a little bit, maybe got back into it as things were happening, or what is it for you? Do you have any collection?
It's the single reason that this website exists. So I was the 11-year-old kid with one of the first IBMs with the software, the floppy disk software where you could manage your card collection. I was inputting all of my cards one by one individually, printing out the sets to understand which cards I needed, going to the flea market on Walden Avenue and wheeling and dealing for those 3 or 4 cards I needed in every set. It's what I did as a kid. I loved it. I was a huge, baseball bubblegum pack kind of guy. I still have all of those. I went through and weeded through quite a bit of them, obviously, because 99.9 are junk, as you know. And now I have 25, 30 rookie cards that I've acquired over the last couple of years, and I've got a big case in my bedroom and things like that. So I'm a mild kind of, average Joe type collector, but the foundation of it is literally why I do what I do right now. The data input of baseball and football and basketball and hockey cards back in the day was how I became what I became.
So that I think you and I are on the same page here. What we're going to ask, your job now, SpotRac, does that have any influence, or does that help you in any way in who you want to collect?
Well, it's a blessing and it's a curse, right? First of all, yes. The answer to your question is yes, because I'm obviously involved with who's coming next and things like that. So we have a lot of conversations internally about draft prospects and in baseball, even like high school and international prospects. So I have interest in that, and we do have a pulse on that to some degree. So there are instances where, I'll be on eBay or on some of these sites looking for names that have not yet hit because of what we do for a living. But the other part of it is, because I'm literally transactioning all of these players individually, I can tell you the 7th tight end on the Kansas City Chiefs right now. You know what I mean? So the knowledge of names that I have for absolutely no reason is pathetic. So I could get myself into a real rabbit hole of unique players that I love for different reasons. And I think at some point I'll own cards that no other person in the world will own because of a terrible contract situation or things like that. But there's no question that, the next up players in all of these sports, and not even the prospects, right? Just the next guy to hit a huge contract, and it's going to be the focus of the center of attention. A couple of these quarterbacks coming around the bend here this winter are on my mind in that regard. But there's no question there's a crossover. Have I cashed in on it? Not more than a couple of times, but there's no question that what we do for a living, I think, are shared audiences.
Now, whether it's people that you're looking forward to, or maybe some guys that are just in the league right now, maybe third year, we'll say. But in that same idea, is there anybody that you think maybe collectors should kind of be taking a look at, keeping an eye out for? Maybe you could buy up cheap that might end up being something?
It's a really tough question, right? And I'm sure you guys do this constantly and try to find that lightning in a bottle situation. We're focused on the NFL right now, and you mentioned third year for I'm sure on purpose, because that is the extension eligibility for a lot of these NFL players. Obviously, the quarterback is going to be the top spot, and I think the positional stuff is really interesting, especially when you're talking football, because there's quarterback and there's everybody else. And that's just sort of the nature of this beast. And I'm sure that's how it works for the card collecting community as well. We just had a run of wide receivers, 18 or so, get massive contracts. And that was literally what we talked about the entire offseason. We really didn't have a quarterback conversation this offseason. And if you think about the card collecting world like a stock exchange, and you're just talking about who's going to be spotlighted, who's going to be the next buzz, there is going to be a big quarterback boom in the next couple of months here, right? It's going to be your Tuas and your Joe Burrows and your Jalen Hurts. I'd certainly put Jalen Hurts in this list, although, secret's definitely out on that guy. But I do think the running backs are coming back. I think there's a serious comeback in that position. Now, it's not going to be the Adrian Petersons of the old, right? It's not going to be the top of the market type stuff. But you're seeing some real strength at the top of that class. And I think we're seeing more of it in college football as well. Is that going to cash in on a card? I don't know. I can't tell you the answer to that, but Saquon Barkley coming back healthy and maybe scoring a $16 million contract over the next couple of months here is a positive step. Jonathan Taylor could become the first $18 million running back in the history of football. So I wouldn't downplay the opposite positions to quarterback in the NFL so much. But the gap is certainly big right now. There's no question.
Yeah, and you literally read my mind because that's what I was thinking. A healthy Saquon, I got to think that's going to start helping his 2018 stuff. But not even that. I think Jonathan Taylor also 2020, and obviously I feel like he kind of gets buried in that class hobby and just on the field because of guys like Hurts, Burrow, and Herbert. But another person I was thinking of too is thinking of young guys like Breece Hall. Obviously an unfortunate injury this year, but someone just coming out. So I would agree with the running back.
Yeah, no, and I agree. And plus, when you talk about quarterbacks, you look at the draft coming up. You're going to have Stroud. You're going to have Bryce Young.
Yeah.
I don't like him, but Will Levis. I don't understand the hype behind him. But you're going to have all. It's basically another 2021 draft class when it comes to those quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's going to be a big hobby box year, right? You want those rookie cards, no question about it. When the quarterbacks hit in the draft, it's a big hobby box year. So the next two look really, really good. And I think we're going to see some serious veteran quarterbacks fall off of rosters over the next couple of months because some really good teams, I think 49ers, I think what they just did with Trey Lance. Now, I'm not sure if that's ever going to work out. By the way, Trey Lance should be on this list because he's going to be given every opportunity to be a superstar on a really, really good roster. So where his stock is crazy low right now with this injury and the situation, he's on this list. But two back-to-back years coming up here of maybe 4 or 5 quarterbacks in the first round is going to change the landscape of this entire league. So when you think about it that way, the problem, and you guys obviously know this, is you can't go buy a CJ Stroud card right now. You can't. Right. What you can do with baseball and kind of jump early in their teens, you can't do that with the other sports. So you just have to kind of create a checklist and either hope you pull one out of a box or do your due diligence early on. But creating those lists now with those mock draft type stuff is, it's certainly seasoned for that.
There you go.
I agree.
Take notes. Hopefully the chat's taking notes right now. You guys, I'm taking notes. I know that. I'm taking mental notes right here.
Yeah. Moving forward, we see a lot of speculation or rumors, in the collecting industry. As a journalist, how do you think some creators or hobby analysts can do their due diligence to try and get to the bottom of stories?
In what regard? In terms of contracts? In terms of what are you thinking?
Well, I think it's in terms of spreading. It's like it's the problem that we run into around here with spreading misinformation. So maybe it is in terms of a contract, or maybe just a story about a player, or it could not even be involving a player. Maybe it's a card. People are saying a card company is doing X, but really they're doing Y. Maybe that misinformation.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a loaded question, right? So we see it quite a bit with contracts. So I'll just give you an example in my neck of the woods of what I see even to this day, and I've been doing this, like I said, for almost 2 decades. A contract hits. So they say it's a $200 million contract. It ends up being a 90, right? And really, it goes back to the networking, to the relationships. There's a list of people, and unfortunately, I still have to use Twitter. There's a list of people that I trust and tried, and I do not vary from them. So if the general population is telling me one thing, I got bit in the butt too many times early on, right? You have to take it with a grain of salt and look, read the numbers, dive into actually what's happening here. So I'm sure you guys have some trusted sources that can certainly go to the top of your list with this kind of stuff, but read the whole article, gather the information, make an assessment, be objective and ask questions. I love getting asked questions on Twitter with this stuff. And I'm happy to answer all the nerdy stuff on there. So the misinformation's crazy. It's only going to get worse with this Twitter mess. There's no question about it. And build your sources, build your connection, build your network, and just stick to it.
Yeah, kind of like Doja Cat deciding to change her name on Twitter to Elon Musk.
Have fun with it. Don't not have fun, right? But just be careful. That's all.
Yeah, have fun. There you go. That should be like a T-shirt. Have fun, but be careful.
Careful, yeah.
Yeah.
Every dad joke in the world.
So speaking of things like Twitter, I know you got a background in new media as well, journalism, new media. What are some platforms or maybe some emerging trends that you think content creators in really any space could use to their advantage?
Yeah, great question. Obviously, the TikTok boom is not going away. If you can get yourself in front of a camera and say something in 30 seconds with some fancy filters, that's where, the majority of that aged audience is going to be. And to some degree, it's spreading into the 30s and the 40-year-olds as well. So that and Instagram Live, that's still a big platform for breaking news, in my opinion. That's not really where I live so much. I'm more of like I take the breaking news and break down the breaking news. So I'm still more long form. I'm still, to some degree, writing articles and posting those on the more classical social networks, and certainly on the website as well. Twitter is still fascinating to me because you do get that immediate reaction. You do get that impact, and if you're brave enough to read your mentions and your comments, that's still valuable to me because this is all new territory for us still, even 15 years later. So we make a hell of a lot of mistakes, unfortunately. So I love somebody telling me, hey, I think that might be off or wrong or typo or whatever. So I like the immediate reactions with this stuff. But I also like to put out questionnaires and polls and things like that and generate buzz and understand, where people are living with Lamar Jackson's contract situation. Because if it's just me sitting here writing an article or posting a tweet or getting in front of a camera and speaking my own thoughts, sure, there's value to that. But I like to be involved. Where I'm not utilizing things enough, and I'll be honest with it, are things like Spotify Lives and Twitter Spaces and things like that, because you can get that immediate reaction and have a conversation. The answer is all of it. Get on YouTube, get on Twitter Spaces, continue to write. Don't not write, because it makes everybody better. But if you have the capacity, obviously the TikToks, the Snapchats, things like that, that's where the younger audience is loving right now.
Now, before we wrap up, I have to ask this because I was just thinking about it, because there was already a trade in baseball this morning, Teoscar Hernandez to the Mariners. When, free agency for a league is starting up, such as the MLB, NFL, whatever, how busy are those first couple days of free agency for you with SpotRac?
Nuts. Yeah, insane, like lock in a room, hide away. The biggest joke internally is that free agency for the NFL every year, which is the single biggest day, is around March 13th. My wife was born on March 13th, and my third daughter was born on March 16th. So I have to basically avoid my family at like the biggest part of our calendar year, because it is nuts. And to your point, I was putting in the Teoscar Hernandez trade as I was waiting for you to bring me onto the call here. So that's kind of the life. It's you're always on call. You're always sort of following that news feed. And, when duty calls, you hop in, and hopefully it's a 30-second fix, and then you can get back to your world. But yeah, there are pockets that we have on our calendar that just become crazy. Certainly the free agency, certainly the trade deadlines, and then extension season for any of those other major sports. But there's it's a growing thing, right? The more sports that add free agencies and drafts and things like that, the busier we'll be. But it's like I said, when you geek out on this stuff, it's all good.
Yeah.
Just want to say shout out to you, because I'm on the Seattle Mariners page on the website, and boom, Teoscar Hernandez right there, right on the roster.
Something for me, I know we try to talk right down the middle here, but something for me that always bothers me that I hear you say, or, I hear you talk about, as a journalist in anything, what are your thoughts? Like, how important is it to you? Is it more important to be first and get it out there, or just be right?
It's an excellent question. We made a conscious decision in 2007, and we've stuck to it, that I don't care if we're not first. I don't care if 11 other networks and 11 other, outlets say it one way. I'm okay being 13th. But also, and I've said it again, and I'll say it, there's a really good chance that 10 of those 13 outlets that just said something wrong, especially in this industry, especially with the money stuff, or if not wrong, incomplete. So because there's so much into it, because an NFL contract needs so much attention and so much detail, to give the surface details immediately when Adam Schefter drops the notice of it is almost inconsequential to me. Now I'll retweet something and say, here, this is coming, but let's wait, let's pause, let's see where this thing actually goes. So it's an excellent question. In our neck of the woods, we made a conscious decision a long time ago that if we're not first, if somebody else gets it, great. We'll be the first or the best to detail this thing when it's all said and done.
That's a great way to look
Thank
at
you
it.
for that.
That's a
Thank you.
great way to
That
look at
needed to be
things.
said. So I couldn't agree more.
Yep. I completely agree because there's a lot of people that come out with stuff first and they end up looking like real jackasses. So
Yep. I've been there. It's been me. Don't worry.
I got caught red-handed too. I could raise my hand, no problem.
Me too.
It happens. It happens. Well, Mike, one last thing we like to do for the guests before we let them go. Please let everybody know where they can find you on social media and how they can consume SpotRac.
Yeah, like I said, Twitter's where I live. Unfortunately, still the most. It's SPOTRAC, the handle. Same as the website. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. But if you just want to hit us up through the website with questions or on Twitter with questions, we've got a podcast twice a week. Try to get to some of those bigger points and some of those smaller things as well. We love getting asked questions. We love getting fed information. So the more the merrier.
There you go.
Love to hear it.
We might even have to feed you some hobby questions every once in a while, just to see if we can pick your brain on that.
I love it. I'm into it. So let's do it.
All right, great. Well, Mike, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. Obviously, stay safe with what is supposed to hit us this week, but we'll see. Hopefully it's just a dusting by the end of the week.
Stay warm.
We know better.
We know better. Amen. All right, thanks, Mike. We'll see you soon. All right.
That was fun.
Yeah, now we got to pile. I feel like we got to pile up some hobby stuff we can ask him.
Yeah. Just
get
his wealth of knowledge.
Honestly, yeah, it seems like a very knowledgeable guy, obviously. And if you're not following SpotRac, make sure you're following SpotRac because obviously he covers literally every sport.
I do feel like I missed an opportunity. He goes, I could tell you the 7th tight end on the Chiefs roster. I should have asked.
Maybe
Who's
we'll
the
do.
Who's the 7th tight end on the Chiefs roster?
I'm gonna write that idea down though, because maybe let's go through depth charts and see if he could tell us about these people. How about that?
He's jotting it down.
I am.
He's literally jotting it down right now.
That's a great idea. Question mark. Depth charts. Thanks again to Mike though. You know what? First, so the funny thing is, I personally didn't realize he was a Western New Yorker until, of course, it was brought up here in the office that he's buddies with someone here, and I had found out about him before that because the fascinating thing that he put me onto and showed me was that because of deferment, Ken Griffey Jr. is on the Cincinnati Reds payroll this year.
What is
and
this?
He was like one of the highest salaries this year because of deferment.
What is this, Bobby Bonilla?
Yeah, honestly, he pulled a Bobby Bonilla, so I thought that was awesome. So thanks to Mike there. We'll definitely have to talk to him again. But now we have to get into our box rip giveaway for the day, which is going to be the Allen and Ginter right here, 2022 new release. This has got 24 packs, so we got to rip through this pretty quick, eh?
He got paid. I'm sorry, I just went right to the.
See, I told you.
Ken Griffey Jr. got paid $3.5 million by the Reds last year.
Told you.
He's 52.
It's crazy, right? It's deferment. Listen, can I do deferment? I could do deferment, right? How do we want
$12 every May 1st?
Hey, chat. How do we want the folks at home to win? What do we want to tell them how to win this box? Sometimes I can't talk and my brain moves faster than my mouth. How should you guys enter to win this box? You got any ideas?
Your favorite non-sports auto? I don't know.
Ooh, yeah. How about we do your favorite non-sports figure?
Okay. Favorite non-sports figure.
Who's your favorite non-sport figure? So not an athlete. Give us somebody. Who's your favorite? Who would you like to have an autograph?
D.A. Cardwell suggested favorite baseball park food, but I like this one.
We're going to say the baseball park food. Write that down, though. Write the baseball park food down. So who's the non-sport figure you would want an autograph from? Because obviously this is famous for having non-sport and kind of wacky autographs from around the world of entertainment and other things. So, all right, let's stop talking. Let's get into it. But I need that damn cutter.
Whoa. What is this, Dora?
I think there's something on the camera. No, not again. All right, hang on. I gotta wipe this off.
Can you find the cutter?
Yo soy Dora. Can you find the cutter?
There it is.
There it is. Found it. You thought we're running out of ideas? No, that was a good one. Just kidding. All right.
24
here we go.
packs, 12
24
apiece.
packs. So we got to
rip.
Okay. Oh, it's open. All right, but I am. Ooh, okay. We got a box topper.
Ooh, oh,
box topper. All right. We need 12. So, which stack do you want to go from? We'll go left or right. Which one you want?
Left.
All right, he wants the left. So that should be 6. Well, that should be what? 12? No.
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, and then do you want the top part of the middle row or the bottom?
The bottom.
You want the bottom?
Yep.
All right. 8.
Show me the Alice Cooper.
9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
All right.
So here is David's.
Got it.
If we get a rip card, will we rip it? I don't know. That's what we were wondering, chat. Is Meerkat out there? Meerkat, do you think we should just rip it if we get one? Empty box. All right, let's do the box topper first. I gotta. Ooh, Bo Jackson gifting subs. Everybody shout out Bo Jackson. Let's get that hype train going. I feel like we haven't had a hype train in a while. He said rip it. I don't trust the captain, though.
Rip.
That's Captain saying that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't trust Captain.
There he is. Official word.
Rip it. All right.
The Meerkat.
We're ripping it, guys, if we get a rip card. Ooh.
Oh, no.
No. How about a box topper of Kirby Puckett?
Ooh.
That's cool. Little legend there.
Wow.
All right. Kirby Puckett box topper. There we go. I want to find a rip card now. All right. Good luck, everybody. Okay. What the hell? Who is this? Benny Horowitz? Look at that mustache. Holy.
Guys,
that's what got me to stop.
That's what I'm going for right
The
now.
Fu Manchu. Oh, here we go. A mini. Siri rookie. Jose Siri rookie there. Mini. I forgot we get the mini cards
Is that
too.
a peanut
And then how
butter
about
and jelly?
the PB&J? Because we getting that bread, dog.
Let's
yes,
get
the
this
black
bread.
mini there. So there we go. Get the bread. Get that bread. Yeah, Jose Siri black rookie there. Nice one. We are looking for 3 hits. I don't know if you're guaranteed an auto, so just remember that. Duran
Troy.
rookie.
Hey, Troy.
Yeah.
What'd the robber say when he robbed the bakery?
Ronnie Chang. What did he say?
Let's get this bread.
Yeah, this guy sucks. Oh, brother. This guy stinks. That's a Matt Vierling rookie mini. 2001 there, banner season.
Nice.
For Ichiro.
Oh, there's
There you go, Balkovic. And then who we got? It's an Oreo player. It is memorabilia. Who is it, though? Trey Mancini.
World Series champion.
There you go.
Trey Mancini.
In the O's jersey, yes, even though he is now a member of the Astros. Although they aren't picking up his option, though, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Right? I don't think they are, unfortunately. I'm glad he got a World Series. He's obviously had a long
Deserved
road, so yeah, deservedly so. McCullers, Arozarena, Todd Helton in here. Let's go. Mayberry. We've got a mini inside the park. And who do we got here?
That's Jimmy.
National Chocolate Day. Well, Valentine's Day remains. I was trying to see if this was someone. Okay. Allen and Ginter 2022 National Chocolate Day. Yes, boom goes the dynamite. Hope you're sticking with us here. If you're just joining us, we're opening some Allen and Ginter. Brand new today. Brand new Allen and Ginter. There is Arias.
Yeah, Gabe Arias, big rookie.
Arias, excuse me. I thought Arias.
I didn't even hear
Arias?
you say it.
No, it's
so-
okay. Is it Arias?
Yep, it's Arias.
Arias, okay. Reese Hoskins, mini, and then we've got pitching a Gem, Shane Bieber. Let us know who is the non-sports figure that you want an autograph of. Who's that non-sports figure you want an autograph of?
Who would yours be?
That's a great question. Hernandez. This is flipped over, so this could be an auto. Trey Turner. Oh no, okay, just a Trey Turner mini, and then in the back here, Rookie of the Year. Banner season for Jonathan India.
I'm like trying to think who I would want now.
What about you guys? Elena, Stevens, Patrick, Chat.
Any non-sport.
Non-sport. Who would you want an autograph of? Freddie Mercury. That's a great answer by Patrick the Dolphin. Bobby Witt Jr. rookie. Nice. Verlander there, World Series winner. And then who we got here?
I have no...
Jared Walsh. And then we've got National Chicken Parm Day. Give me that day all day. Ooh. Oh, they're stuck together. I thought that was a fat pack. I was like, oh, what's going on here?
I like Bruce Springsteen. I'd probably like something like that. You know who else? This might actually end up being my answer. James Gandolfini. You know, rest in peace.
That's a good one, too.
Tony Soprano would love that one.
Is this Mikavich? Remember, rookie there. Matavich? Andre Dawson. Tell me we got the Hawk mini auto. That would be amazing. There you go. The Hawk in the Montreal.
Got to meet
and then
the Hawk.
AL MVP, Robin Yount.
The Hawk was actually at the industry summit and was walking the floor. He was a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, you got a chance to talk to him.
A little bit.
Seth Beer rookie. Beer. Castellanos.
Hey, it's a drive to left by Castellanos. It will be a home run.
Baseball lexicon. Cleanup.
What
the cleanup hitter. I kind of love that. National Running Day. That sounds like a horrible day. I'll still take Chicken Parm Day. Tom Araya from Slayer, Christoph. That's a great answer. I love that. Meerkat, Guy Fieri, Steve Harvey dual relic auto. Can we get that? Here's a Lopez rookie. Melendez rookie.
Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, went a little too hard there. Dallas Keuchel. And pitching a gem, Jim Palmer. So I have one hit. You might have picked correctly today, David. You might have picked correctly.
You still got 2 packs. Yeah.
Is a color?
Yeah. See, you spoke too soon.
That might be a jersey. Let's see what we got here. We've got Paul Molitor in the Jays. Jersey.
I forgot he was a Jay. That's right.
I think he was World Series MVP.
He was.
66, speaking of that, MVP there. Brooks Robinson, Vierling rookie, Gary L. Muller?
Oh, is this from the Braves?
Oh, nice. A rookie auto.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay, Kyle Muller.
Yep,
That's
Kyle
right.
Muller.
Rookie auto, Kyle Muller, the mini framed there. Nice. All right. I got a Trey Mancini and a Kyle Muller auto. 2 more packs to go. Trying to rip through these as quick as we can. I'm trying to think about Lowe, Gore, who I want an auto. Non-sport. Charlie Blackmon, Black Mini.
What
and
the
then
hell
what's
is that?
cooking? That's apple cider vinegar. A little tart.
Beauty.
Troy always wins. The house always wins. Landon Donovan, Stargell, Be Real from Cypress Hill. Insane in the membrane. Fox rookie. There you go. O'Neal Cruz rookie. Nice. Syndergaard mini. And then we've got Fergie Jenkins, who actually is from right over the border.
Oh, yeah.
Fergie Jenkins.
Over in Canada.
That's right. Over in Canada. Okay, let's flip to David.
Here we go.
Now I have a chance to think about who I would want non-sport. Oh, you're rubbing up against it. I hear the sound.
Where?
Hang on. Now, hang on.
Stevens. Oh, yes, that one.
There
that
it
button.
is.
That button. I forgot about that one. There we go. That's better.
Much better.
Centaur.
Jim Morrison, Relic Auto, Bloomy. That's a great answer.
Here we go.
Ooh, you know who I think mine might be if we're on the topic of music? Eric Carr, the drummer from Kiss who passed away in like 91. He was one of my
Gavin
favorite
Sheets
drummers.
on the rookie. Richie Palacios. Roberto Ellis. What is it? Drew Ellis on the rookie.
Jimi Hendrix, also a good one.
Christian Yelich. Herzog. That's the manager, yeah. Whitey, Herzog. Fireworks on the mini. And then we got England. Famous Rivals. This is a cool one. Famous Rivals, England and France.
That's true, guys. If we get a rip card. What was that? Darth Yoda, a Haley Williams signed album. That would be amazing. I can't wait to go see Paramore, hopefully,
Frank
this
the
year.
Tank.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Mazeroski, my hero, Jim Tomei, Brian De La Cruz.
I'm glad they'll be back around.
Jackie Robinson. Westman. Who the hell is Westman?
Dude, if we
Remember.
pull... if we
Luke
pull,
Westman. Luke Westman.
If we pull a rip card, it's going to be on David now. To
Max
rip
Fried
and
on the
tear.
mini. And then pitching a gem, Jacob deGrom.
Oh, boy.
No, it's just that time of the episode where Stevens is getting bored.
Just running wild.
Oh. Okay, so the mini fell out. I'm just going to show it. Jacob deGrom on the mini. Sorry, that was a little early. Torkelson, rookie. Nolan Ryan, Yogi Berra, Wilson Contreras, Mark McGuire, Darryl Strawberry, and 77 World Series MVP. That's a Reggie Jackson, friend of the show.
Who is on the rip card? It would. I don't know. Ooh, T4 Comfort Tour Slipknot signed album. Okay. Yeah, Yod. Oh man, let me know because I might do the Pittsburgh show too. I think that was the closest one for moi.
John Schuster. Scott. Rodney Scott. Oh, the barbecue chef. Rodney Scott. There he is.
You know what, H. Cooper, when I read John Hughes, John Hughes was the one who did all the Brat Pack stuff, right?
Davey Cutts, famous barber.
Of course.
Xander Bogaerts. Here's the mini. Otto Lopez, the rookie mini.
Jason Alexander as a Frogger.
Get that bread. We got Italian sub. Looks like there might be a little gabagoo on
little Italian hero right there
gabagoo.
for you. Little gabagoo, little salam, little prosciutto. Put that all on a hero.
Mortadella.
Mwah. Delicious. Oh, Jason Alex, I get that reference, Snipes.
Molitor, Max Fried, Andrew McCutcheon in the Brewers jersey. That just looks weird. Bradley Beal. Okay. Bradley Beal. Tyler Glasnow. Josh Donaldson. And banner season 87 AL Rookie of the Year. That's Mark McGuire. Always forget McGuire played for the A's. Actually got to start with the A's. Oh, I don't want to ruin it, but the back card is going to be awesome. Ryan Mountcastle, Pudge Rodriguez, Hank Aaron, Joe Mauer. Okay, there we go. Little mem piece. Byron Buxton, game used mem.
It's gimme. I like that. A little Jordan Peele for the auto. Ooh, Bon Scott. That's a great answer.
What a steal. Cheese. What is a this? This is cheese.
It is cheese.
All right. And then, National Glizzy Day. National Hot Dog Day.
Yum.
Love it.
Yum.
Yum.
I got to think of a not. I feel like I always default to music because music's a big thing for me.
All right.
Triple H. You know what? I've always wanted to meet
Bob
Triple H.
Feller,
I think he would be awesome to meet and have an auto of.
Austin Riley.
Or Stone
Jose
Cold.
Barrios, Hamilton. Matt Hamilton. Oh, this was the curler. Matt Hamilton. Paul DeYoung. Gleyber Torres on the mini. And pitching a gem. Fergie Jenkins.
Keith Moon, drumstick. Bloomy just gets it, man. Yo, Hobo Fuzz. I have truer words have never been spoken. That is Meerkat's favorite
Santorum
day of the
rookie,
year. He
Royce
celebrates
Lewis,
hard.
Mitch Haniger. Edgar Martinez? Yep, Edgar Martinez. Clayton Kershaw. Paul Konerko. Mini. Andrew McCutcheon. And MVP and Rookie of the Year, Fred Lynn of the Red Sox.
You met Jim the Anvil. If you guys Google it, there's actually a famous photo of Jim the Anvil Neinhart where he's actually in a Buffalo Bills shirt in like the 80s. Google it, I swear. Alyssa Milano, also a great answer.
Sendog.
Do I even want to ask
Honus Wagner?
how or why?
Oh, my man. Stephen Kwan on the rookie. Ichiro. Ian Happ. Tim Anderson on the mini. And what is this? Mustard powder. What's cooking? Mustard powder.
What's called
Interesting. All right. What do we got? I got 2 more packs after this one.
Rob Freed, if alive, Jack Black on toy saxophone for the Sax Man that he did with Lonely Island.
Lindor,
Robin Williams on a golf flag, of course, when he does the famous Scottish
is this Alec
inventing the
Alec
golf
Thomas on the rookie. Paquet, bearing fruit. Paquet mini. Okay, whatever. World Series MVP Manny Ramirez.
There you go. Just Manny being Manny.
Manny being Manny.
She was at her fiance parents' apartment. What? I need this whole story, Diz. You got to be making. Yeah. The
Barry Larkin.
Cheddar Bay Biscuits.
Charlie Barons.
I could go for some of those.
Jr., Miguel Cabrera, Roger Clemens, Rogers Hornsby, Charlie Sheen on the mini.
There you go, Sheen winning.
And then famous rivals, that's Robert Ely and Ulysses Grant. These two definitely had very opposing views. Sorry.
I'd say so.
That's the history nerd coming out in me.
Buffalo
Last pack
Bill.
magic.
Stephen King would be a sweet auto. Elton John. Adam Sandler. I saw that Smarky. Adam Sandler and
Danny
Albert
Glover.
Einstein. I heard Danny Glover's in there. I want a Danny Glover
Jazz
auto.
Chisholm. This has got to be Frank Robinson, correct? Brooks Robinson, excuse me. Grice. Blake
Metchlar.
Grice.
I think they should have food trading cards.
No idea.
I'm in.
Tim House.
Super
Byron
short print.
Buxton. Lou Piniella on the mini in a Yankee jersey. And then, of course, we got to end it with my guy, Bob Feller, pipping a gem.
All right, so there you guys have it. That is the last pack. Thank you, David. Thank you for that. We open up the brand new Allen and Ginter. If you're just joining us, make sure you pop in the chat if you want to try to win everything that we pulled, including this Muller rookie auto. You're going to let us know who it is that is a non-sports figure that you would want an autograph from. So keep sounding off and make sure you also tell us who you think that person would be in our YouTube comments when we upload this to YouTube. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us today, though. We are over time. Remember, John is going to be live in the lounge. Jersey John will have your personal breaks and your group breaks all day long. We will be back on Friday, so make sure you're checking out for another exciting episode of The Chase. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one and all of them. And if you want to watch past episodes and this one, make sure you're on youtube.com/DAGCarWorld or listen to us on Apple and Spotify if you don't want to watch the video on demand. So that's going to do it for us. Thanks to everybody here for a great show. Really appreciate all your help. And we'll see you guys on Friday. Just remember, it's all about the chase.
Oh,
See you then.
TV.
Top
See
chat
ya.
out.